Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate. And they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster who's going to take you on a trip via a film, a public domain. We're keeping this series going through the end of the year as the strikes wrap up. And we're doing a little bit more public domain content. I think it's going to take 2 episodes to get through this film that we'll talk about later. But it goes through, there's locations in it. New York City, North Pole, outer space. Holy moly. Is this one a doozy? And I'm looking forward to it. I'll tell you what, if you like laughter, but not on your sleep podcast, but someone talking about laughter and saying, well, they were laughing there. What kind of laugh? Was that a guffaw? I mean, how would you rate that on the bowl full of jelly scale? Because who is anybody out there written their thesis about a bowl full of jelly scale? Or, what is that called? Like, lovely, when the earth is dancing in the jello, if the jello was on a bowl on Santa Claus's belly. We've studied that, and actually it's quantifiable. I mean, it probably is, right? I mean, I prefer here's another thing. Here's a free idea. Corporate synergy, probably unlikely. Also, it'd be 3 ways synergy, because you'd say wash your hands, 1, dry them, so then you have synergy with whatever you're rinsing and drying your hands. And then here's the big idea of this podcast. I can see many holes in it, but it still could be possible. Jello, Jiggler, Jenga. Let me lay that on you. Great use of alliteration by accident. But yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing for the holidays? Playing our family round of Jello. First, it takes our family about 85 hours of labor to make the Jello, Jiggler, Jengas. And we do make them in seasonal, however we celebrate our season, we make them in those seasonal colors. And then we play Jello, I can't even say it, Jello, Jiggler, Jenga. It's like Jenga, but with Jello Jigglers, but it's also nothing like Jenga. But, find out, give it a try. It's only a 2 or 3 week investment of your time. Then you get, eventually then we consume the Jello Jigglers. We play with gloves, my my imaginary family. Jello, Jiggler, Jenga. Who would have thought, I bet you it's out there. If I don't have much wherewithal, but I guess I could try to Google, what is that thing called? Like a rectangle, but it's not a rectangle. It's like what is that shape? Whatever Jenga shape mold. Wow, there's a good use of my time than doing it. I mean, I guess you could, if someone was exact, they could just do it if they could measure. It'd be good. No, you couldn't do it with the ice cube thing because those are square for the most part. Anyway, believe it or not, I'm supposed to be introducing a sleep podcast. So, friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're in the right place. This is Sleep With Me, a very different show. It's here to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff while you fall asleep because you deserve a good night's sleep. It's here to be your friend in the deep, dark night and to cut through the loneliness and offer a friendly distraction, whether you feel lonely or not. You see, I got a friend talking about something that almost barely makes sense. I mean, yeah, no, I'm with you. We probably have to figure out, will the Jello Jigglers stick to one another? That could be an issue. You're right. That's a problem with imaginary games. You see, have the reindeers ever played Jello Jiggler or Jenga? Because that would be a reindeer game. And the reindeers the reindeers have horns or antlers. Maybe they could do it. Like you tape or tie I'm thinking, what are those things called? Fondue fork or a cocktail fork and then they could poke the jigglers and pull them out. Maybe a better, easier way to do it. But yeah, or, you'd have to spray them with some sort of lubricant, food level, like a grapeseed oil or something like that. Could backfire, make them more sticky. Also, I'm supposed to be introducing a sleep podcast still. That would be a good centerpiece, even if you don't play it, like a tower. They say, what's that? Let's Jello Jiggler Jenga. Don't touch it, though. Like, okay, Nana. Oh, yeah, I spent the last 2 weeks making it. You're not going to play it, though. I mean, if she was Jello Jiggler Jenga's, if she was a Jenga super fan, that would make sense. Is this like the life-size Jenga you have out in the yard? We're not allowed to play that either. Well, because you don't listen, Andy. I know, Nana. I do not. You're right. I'm already eating. I'm imagining myself as a giant character from that game that got made into a movie with The Rock. Also based on movies like Spice Friends, pretending it's a skyscraper and not Jello Jiggler, and I'm eating it. Okay, so where are you? Oh, Sleep With Me. It's a podcast that keeps you coming. It's very silly. It takes a few tries to get used to, but it's free, and it's free and easy. Free and easy, friend. What we got coming up is ad support, so you can listen for free, then a long, meandering intro, and then what else is after that? Long, meandering intro, and then bedtime story about a seasonal public domain film, Santa Claus and a trip to another planet or something it's called. And then there'll be thank yous at the end. So it's the structure of the show. I'm really glad you're here. See how it goes. And these sponsors are how we're able to do it for free twice a week. Everybody, Scoots here. We're covering, I think this will be a 2-part episode where we're covering a holiday film that I had no idea about. And this was kind of during the strikes where I was like, okay, let's start looking at public domain stuff so that we can stand with the writers and the actors that are on strike. And I found that when I searched holiday public domain, this was one of the top things that came up. And I'll be honest, I somehow missed this because this has been covered a lot. So I'm sure there's a lot of opinions out there about this. It looks like it's been covered maybe multiple times by Mystery Science Theater 3000, maybe Riff Tracks 2. And there's a ton of stuff about it. There's a ton of videos about it. But man, I had never seen or to my knowledge heard about this movie. I mean, I probably did and I forgot about it. And it's called Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. It's from 1964. And it is, I'll be honest, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I've watched it multiple times now that I'm recording this. And I mean, let's set aside whether it's bad or good. I mean, some people are opinion wise, I don't know. This is just such an out there film. And I'm going to try and actually load up a different version here than the one I watched. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but we'll see. Okay, this one's starting a little bit different place. Let's see, it doesn't have captions. It does have auto-generated captions. But the other thing is I was thinking, because I've been playing this very popular game, Starfield, a little bit, and I'm still kind of getting going with that game. But another thing was I was like, could this be, it's public domain, so could this be a mission in Starfield? And then now that I've gone on or kind of done a couple I'm not very far in the main story, but I did try a couple of the side quests to really play them out. Or I'm almost done with one side quest, with a little bit of a threat or activity. I don't know. So I was like, what would this look like? And it's interesting structure-wise. I haven't had time to think about the actual structure, but it's an hour and 20 minutes. Let's see, this version's an hour and 9 minutes. So it's probably not good. It's 10 minutes shorter than the version I've been watching. So maybe this is not the same movie, but whatever. We'll figure it out. But it's not a big deal. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go on tangents about how this could be a Starfield quest. What would that look like? But I mean, there is a question of like, who are who's the center of the story here? Also, yeah, the closed captioning on the version I watched, maybe it was auto-generated, it was way off. This movie contains, any movie with Santa Claus, but a lot of characters laughing in very out there ways. Maybe in the second half of the movie, because I only noted one over-the-top set of laughter yet. It also has a song that isn't popular, but it's at the beginning and the end. Some of the lyrics that I managed to write down were sing hooray for Santa Claus, say hey for Santa Claus, hang up that mistletoe, soon you'll hear ho 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 on Christmas Day. You'll wake up to say hooray for Santa Claus. That's SANTACLAUS, Santa Claus. You spell it as SANTA. Hooray for Santa Claus. Hooray for Santa Claus. Hooray for Santa Claus. Okay, Santa, SANTA, some answers fall a road when we lear sky bells. Oh, this must be more SANTA. Fall a road when we hear sleigh bells ring. Or something go ding-a-ling-a-ling or ting-a-ling-a-ling. Also, I put here, 1964, maybe I read this somewhere, the first Mrs. Claus in film. But yeah, it also starts with so the song, is against kind of like an animated, yeah. These ones are even worse. We hear bells spray under the trees. What do you call it? Santa Claus is pushing different. It's very 60s, 70s. I don't know, it's got an aesthetic and a feel for sure. And it doesn't feel, it is so dated that it's timeless. So it does not feel like it was made in 1964. As a matter of fact, I mean, the main, the leader of the Martians, I mean, kind of reminds me a little bit of Bryan Cranston. So I could see Bryan Cranston star. I mean, this could easily be remade. Okay, so kid TV. So at this point in history, there's kid TV, and if you're a 90s kid, maybe you remember when they said, let's put TVs in every classroom and commercial. I mean, these kids love commercials, obviously. So can we make commercial television a part of their, as long as we have a monopoly, let's make commercial television a part of their education. Again, when you say, what is up with these adults, and they did that, and the company said, don't worry, as long as you give us a monopoly, we'll put some TVs in there and ability, show some brief advertisements and, advertorials. So kid TV was this is pioneering idea. This is news for kids and TV for kids. And the transmission is so powerful. So it's news for kids. Kids shrug at TV. What does that mean? Stare at TV? Oh, yeah. So it pans out of this broadcast to kids' TV. Oh, no, yeah, camera. Is that a pan? And this might be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, which is these two Martian children. They are entranced by the TV. I'm sure and they're sitting way too close, but it's a smaller 1960s TV, so you have to be close. But they're not too close, though, in a comedic way, but they are entranced by the television. And then you go to Andy Henderson, who's reporting from the North Pole, live. And Andy has some jokes, and he says, let's take a look-see at the, North Pole. He jokes about the frozen dinners, and he's on set, it's not a painting because he walks onto the set. He goes into the, couple interesting things. He goes into Santa's workshop. This was the 60s, so people smoked at work, which is, I guess, interesting, say, okay, well, you smoke at work, eh? And it's just weeks before Christmas. They're trying to make sure Santa has enough toys. Obviously, this must be a show workshop because there's only like 6 people working in there. But same one, very similar to one Laurel and Hardy worked at. Santa's pushing through. Santa's also smokes at work. He's painting something. And I did say, is this a good use of Santa's time? Santa's smoking a pipe. He says, oh, hello, everybody. Andy caught me at a busy time. So maybe it's a staged thing to make Santa look like he's really working. Very picturesque Santa Claus. John Call, I believe, is the performer. They say, Santa, are you going out on the rocket sled? No. Then he says Dunder and Mifflin almost, which is funny. That his horses are not Dunder and Mifflin, but they're Dasher and Dancer, Dunder and Nixon. So a little comedic comedy. Points at the kids on TV. Then Mrs. Claus comes. She has double bows on her dress. I like that. And she's like, you got to start painting the hobby horses. But first they give us a preview of some new toys. Also, I noted this later, but I'll talk about it now. Santa has a short sleeve jacket, which is smart if he's working. He should have a smock on. And we also get the first thing, and I don't know so Winky is one of Santa's assistants, right? So Winky runs the space department at the workshop. And I don't know if any of the other comedy things talked about this, but this is a very important thread to me. Because Winky says, okay, I run Winky 1 knows that what Martians look like because it designed a toy that looks exactly like Martians. And there's people on Mars. So Winky, and we kind of realize later, Winky, it's revealed that Winky does have some sort of secret connection to the Martians. It's not revealed. It's, I'm aware of it. I just want everybody to know. So I think this could be the first part is I think it'd be cool to have an outside character. So Winky, one of Santa's assistants, could be the, an elven being, could be if it was on StarCraft, maybe Winky's trying to, I don't know, maybe I don't know if you could choose who you're going to work with, because it does feel like even at some point, even the side quests have to be on rails somewhat. But Winky's the connection here, because Winky's clearly been to Mars or has had some sort of, psychic or spiritual connection to Mars, in another dimension or dreams. I'm not saying it's because Mars clearly is doesn't seem to be a bad place. They've got some stuff going on. But okay, so Santa goes and shows Winky and this new stuff. Some of the new toys we're turning out. And how's it going, Winky? Okay. All right. Great job. We got some space stuff here. And we got the latest toy rocket, runs on real rocket fuel. Bad idea, bad idea. And then Andy, the reporter, says, what is this being here? And he says, oh, Winky, mate, that's Winky's idea of a Martian. It's only exactly like a Martian. Andy doesn't know, he's not really open-minded about Martians. He goes, well, I hope they have someone up there like you, Santa, to bring joy and cheer to all the more Martian children. At least Andy says that. And then we zoom on the Martian doll. And what we see next, we've already realized. We've seen the Martian children. And then we get the leader who's calling for Droppo. And we get a little sleep with me because Droppo's sleeping on the floor. They also have an indoor fountain sculpture that looks like they bought it from Sky Mall. So they must have Sky Mall or Brookstone in the 1960s Mars. And you say, what, like, because it's the kind of thing that is working now, but like when you went over there for the next Christmas or holiday season, you'd say, yo, what's going on with that plastic thing in the middle of your living room? Oh, it stopped working. It used to be a aerator. It kept, humidifier, soundscaper, like diffuser, sculpture, light up, but it doesn't work anymore. It only costs $1,999. But Droppo's sleeping on the floor. So Droppo's our comedic character. And his boss, Kimar, has a tickle ray. And he says Droppo giggles from tickling. So I guess that's another set of laughter. He says, I was practicing sleeping. Kimar extends his, I guess you extend your antenna when you wake up. And we see that Droppo's the kind of person that can't get anything right. Why are you sleeping during work? Wasn't sleeping, just practicing. And Droppo's like his assistant, I guess, because, I don't know, like House Carl, is that like the thing? And he says, yeah, your wife's at the food pill store. So people consume food via pills there or in capsule form, which is very modern. And then we see the first set of tension on Mars. Children are watching these ridiculous Earth programs that confuse them. And point at the door. Oh, when you point at the door, it opens. That's pretty cool. And they go into the kids' room. They're watching Earth programs now. They're slack-jawed with no emotion at all. So not only are they entranced, but they have no emotions. And they say, what's a doll? What is tender loving care? Because they're still watching the report from Earth where there's more previews of toys from Santa of a doll that you can give tender loving care to. So apparently they don't have dolls on Mars. The brother and sister are discussing this. And then the dad says, surprise, you're supposed to be in bed. You're not supposed to be watching Earth programs. And he says, now go to sleep. Now, I don't know who gave them a TV in their bedroom, Dad, but they say, we want to see Santa and toys. And he goes, no, go to sleep. So apparently they don't have an entertainment apparatus on Mars, which is one thing like they could work on. They also sleep on tables. I mean, this is worth it just to see these details. And their dressers are in strange shapes built into the walls, but might be good for different things. But anyway, like their beds are circular tables suspended from the ceiling. And they have a thing that will induce sleep by a sleep spray, which the parents can turn on and off, or Droppo can. And Droppo's vacuuming actually by Kimar's in there. He's not upset. Well, I went to the food store. Food capsules. We've got burgers, buttered asparagus, mashed potatoes, and chocolate layer cake in capsule form. But Kimar's worried. They're not really. The kids aren't eating deeper than that. Even they're behaving strangely, troubled. They don't sleep. I had to use the sleep spray. I talked to my other people in charge, and they said it's the same with children all over the planet in every district. It's happening to children. Okay, so Kimar must be 1 because he has K01. So I guess he's like the president or something. but something's happened to the children of Mars, which we never learn. And you're the leader of Mars, so you better do something about it. Why don't you go to the forest and see what Chochim, the Ancient One, says? Never failed you. So go talk, venture in the inmost cave or whatever. So he calls a meeting. Everybody in department heads, Rigner, Lomas, Hargo, Boda, Voldar report. Voldar's our, Voldar reporting. We're going to meet at Chochim's chair in the Thunder Forest. What's not wrong now? Voldar, would just listen, please. So they go out. What is Voldar? 67? I can't see. 07. Voldar's the 7th in charge. Voldars are going to be our troublemaker, but not for comedic purposes. So Voldar's got a voice. So let's see. What are my notes? Sleep spray. Something's happening. You got to do something. Ancient One. Voldar. Voldar, let down your hair. They go to a kindergarten. What is this kindergarten? No. This Ancient One is ancient, 800 years old. Must find out. Kindergarten class. I don't know why I wrote that. Missed. We need your, poof. And this character Voldar, I don't know who the Ancient One is. What does Schema think? We're a kindergarten class? I don't know. That's something Voldar argues about. But I don't know if you've seen the movie Spaceballs, but Yogurt is exactly the Mel Brooks's version of Yoda is very similar to this character, which is also similar to Billy Crystal's character in Princess Bride. But that character is a little bit less comedic in Carol Kane. Okay, here's Kimar. Thanks for coming to this meeting. It's, out in the mist lands. We got to wait for the appearance. We get some more mist. And with a poof, are you here, Ancient One of Mars? I call upon you, Kima, to meet with us. So they say, yeah, we need some help here. Kima appears, it's not an animatronic. At first, it does look like it, or a puppet. Very dramatic. It's got the long staff like any wizard would. You called upon me? What do you need? Yeah, we need your advice, man. Jojen, something's wrong. The kids aren't eating right. They're not sleeping. They're watching these Earth programs. That's the only thing they're interested in. They're meaningless. And he goes, what time of year is it? Middle of September? No. It's on Earth. What time of the year is it on Earth? On Earth? Let's see, September, October, November, December on Earth. Early December on Earth, eh? Okay, well, it's close to the time when they have Santa Claus visits the children. That explains it. What is Santa Claus? What is a Christmas visit from Santa Claus? Well, it's a great anticipation, peace, joy, supposedly. Children, it's a time of great anticipation. So he really nails it as they await the arrival of Santa Claus. That's all they care about. Ain't that the truth? A lot of kids, not all of them. He brings gifts. What nonsense, Voldar says. What does this have to do with Mars, man? Because they don't, this is a pretty big thing. So in Mars, the children, there are no children. There's adults in children's bodies because when you're on Mars, you don't experience childhood. On childhood. You go through an electrain teaching machine, which feeds into your mind all the knowledge you need for adulthood. It flows through your brain or something. So then your body grows into an adult body, but your mind is already an adult. And so this is a little bit of a Luddite type lesson here. I don't know what it has to do with Santa Claus, other than the fact that it's like this. I think it's more of a tactile thing versus anti-technology. Where it says, yeah, the kids never play anymore. I don't know when this started in the history of Mars, but now they rebel. They need to listen and play and have fun. And then he doesn't sing the song, but it would be a perfect opportunity for it to be a musical. Because he says we need a Christmas on Mars, or Santa Claus on Mars. Like, so he could sing that, we need a little Christmas right this very moment. That would be good. So this could be a musical with any, I mean, it would have to be whatever public domain musicals, or it could be Starfield Adventure, not StarCraft. I mean, I guess it could, like, you could have it like be a versus, you could have the North, you could pick sides. StarCraft 4, do you want to be the North Pole or, you know, USA or Mars? That would be fun. I mean, actually, that would be unbelievably fun. So what if in Starfield, there's a version of StarCraft where you play that and that's part of the mission? That would be some deep stuff. I mean, that would be fun, man. You'd say, what have you been doing on Starfield? Well, I got that new, I got that DSP or whatever they add-on pack. And man, it's exactly like StarCraft, except because you can go to North Pole, you could go to Mars, or you could go to North America, and you're and then each, you got all the representative things. So you can't say reporting for duty, but because it's not actually. StarCraft was a game a while ago, much different than Starfield, but I get the two words mixed up when I'm Googling how to find ship parts. StarCraft, luckily it knows. Okay, so, yeah, he says, yeah, they're children's bodies with adult minds, that doesn't work. So he says, yeah, we need a little Christmas right this very moment. We need more than a little Christmas. We need a Santa right in his Santa suit. Electronic teaching machines, not good anymore. And, they're just the passive consumption of a stream of, it's just not working. The kids got to get out there and play, man. They got to let loose. They got to kick off their Sunday shoes. Ooh-wee, buddy. So this guy says, what should we do? Okay, so they say, yeah, let's get a Christmas going. They have stunned looks though, and this is laugh number 1 from Voldar, I think, like a villainous laugh. So we need a Santa Claus on Mars. So there's our call to adventure, I guess. I don't feel like Kimar's the main character, but I guess so, because somebody's being called to adventure. So the task for the Martians is to get Santa on Mars. I mean, I guess this is why, like, it could have just been a little bit more developed, because Kimar's not exactly, I mean, he's not unlikable, and he makes a couple good choices, but, I mean, maybe just a little bit more development. This is a foolish idea, though. It's a serious, Voldar is not a big fan of kids. I can't imagine having Voldar as a parent. And children are fine, Voldar says. They don't need toys and games, and they'll play and laugh and run and be a nuisance. So, no, not going to happen. Get spaceship number 1 ready. So they're going to get ready to go to Mars. Go to Earth. So we see spaceship number 1 take off. They say, we leave tonight, man. We got drums, we got music, we got mist. We see a couple other shots of the ship in space. And they work at like a circular command station. So they're all working together. Very collaborative. Flying a Martian spaceship takes teamwork, and they're about to head into Earth orbit. They use the term Earth term. So they've got to be there has to be some sort of Earth-Martian relation, right? Like one came, I mean, there's clearly deeper links, and we have one Santa's assistant. So I don't know, Winky. So I don't know, but yeah, this is. So I mean, I think that could be if it's a remake, and maybe it could play on like that Charlton Heston movie that got remade, where you say, "Holy cow, this is Earth." I don't know, but out in a poof. Where are we? Okay, they're about to land. The Earth orbit, port. Oh, because they use terms like port and starboard. A lot of engines on this ship for different things. And they start looking for Santa Claus. They got magnoscopes. And they say, set it to third power. And they see a city. It looks like New York. And Voldar doesn't like cities above ground. He likes living below the ground. So he says, yeah, check it out, primitive. We could use our, got some sort of radar, laser beams, The guy goes, we're here to get Santa Claus, man. Go to fifth power. This is a funny moment, man. So New York City at holidays, they say, look for somebody in a red suit turned with white fur, long white beard. And Vollner says that's not going to be possible, man. There's millions of people in the city. Like finding dust in a comet. Oh, wait a second. There's Santa right there standing on a street corner. And then they says, I see him too, ringing a bell. No. He's standing near a kettle at a large building. No, he's standing next to a fake chimney. And wait a second. There's another one. Wait, there's hundreds of Santa Clauses. How do we bring them all back? Obviously, they won't miss Santa if we just take one. Then we get a news report. I don't think it's kid TV anymore, though. It's the real news. They say there's some object circling Earth, not a spaceship, not from the Soviet Union. So we get a sequence of everybody getting ready to go. And this seems like stock footage. So it's a long sequence of stock footage of preparing for the defense. You say, really, I don't know if any of those things are whatever. Then we get something, they say, okay, the Earth found us on radar. Okay, put on the radar blocker. Our radar blocker's not working. Wonder why. Oh, Droppo's sleeping in the radar box. That's why the radar blocker's not working. Droppo, what are you doing, man? And he does a little comedic thing. Oh, well, I just went, I wanted to say goodbye to you. And then I thought, I want to go to Earth. It makes sense. And they say, Droppo, get below. Then Droppo runs into the landing gear, which is all in pastel colors, all the handles. One of my favorite parts, the pastel colors of the handles of the landing pads. Then they're going to land near a lake or something. They say, okay, you could put some, run on the silent rockets, and we'll get down there. Then the news reports, UFO's gone. May have radar blocking, though. So in this world, the government's pretty honest about everything. They say, yeah, there's UFO. We lost track of it. Maybe it was a mistake. We don't know. Maybe it's got radar blocking. We'll tell you more soon, but don't worry, we're on it. So then we have another sequence of stock footage showing defense. I assume it's stock footage. I'm not positive about that, but like free footage to, promote the promotion of promotes, just keep us promoted. Retro rockets, lower the landing legs. So that's when we see the pastel things get into action. And the dude who lowers the landing legs takes his job very seriously. Like this dude, it's like an art form for him, just pulling these levers. Then we go to this next scene, which is like two kids just chilling in the woods. They're listening to, speaking of pastels and previous episodes of Sleep With Me, they're listening to a flavor radio, which is like a handheld radio, like in a bright color. There's just red and white. One of the kids is sleeping. His sister's just listening to the radio. They're listening to the news, though. And she goes, Billy, what's a Martian look like? He goes, I don't know. I'm sleeping, Betty. Billy and Betty. No one's ever seen one. She goes, yeah, I don't think there's any. One of them's like, I don't believe in Martians. And then next thing you know, the Martians come running up. And Billy's got his eyes closed. So Betty's like, yo, there's Martians here. He goes, I'm trying to sleep, Betty. She goes, there's Martians right there. He goes, you're imagining things. And the Martians go, no, you're not. We're from Mars, by the way. Hi. Don't worry. This is like one of the lines that if the kids would have taken it the wrong way, they say, don't worry, we got kids just like you on Mars. But the kids, they say, Betty says, what are the things sticking out of your helmet heads? Those are our antenna. So I guess another thing would be like maybe maybe the Martians are augmented humans from our past or future or something, or they just developed in that way because they have helmets, but they said that that's part of them. So they say, Billy, could you help us? We're looking for one of your Santa Clauses. He goes, silly Martians. There's only one Santa Claus. All the other ones are assistants. Santa Claus is real. But the non-real Santa Clauses are helpers. And if, myth turns out to be fact, the Santa Claus at the North Pole getting ready for Christmas. And then Voldar says, these people are nincompoops. Because I think Betty asks, are you in television set? But then they say, okay, you're going to have to wait on our ship. This is at like some Welsh lake. We get the news report. Hey, two kids, like something's weird just going on. And let's go to some more stock footage. And so they go to more stock footage. And then we see Droppo's giving the kids a tour of the spaceship while everybody else is busy. And they said, wow, like, this is cool, man. And Droppo goes, yeah, real spaceship. And Droppo says, don't touch anything. And what does that say? Mars time, Jupiter time, Earth time. He goes, those are the retro rockets. What's that light? That's a radar blocker. We got a radar screen so nobody can find us. That button's when the elevator's coming up. Oh, boy. That light's, oh, boy, the elevator's coming up. Better hide you guys in the radar box. So Droppo gives them the tour. We can find out a couple of things about how the ship works. They're approaching the North Pole. In the workshops, they put on the rocket silencers. And they have a pretty solid plan, I think, like... because they say, we'll go get Santa. No one's going to know. And we're going to use Torg. So we'll activate Torg. Torg activate. We need to activate Torg. I guess because they didn't know that there'd be a team of workers and Mrs. Claus there. They just didn't ask the kids enough questions. But yeah, they say, okay, we need Torg. So we get a mystery. Who's Torg? Who's this Torg going to be? But nothing can stop Torg, apparently. Okay, so we see a cool shot of the workshop, of Santa Claus's workshop. They get ready for landing. Then Billy and Betty sneak out of the ship right after it lands. Pretty smart. Apparently Droppo helped them. And they go to the North Pole, and Billy's they come down a ladder. And they said, come on, let's find Santa's workshop. Then we see the Martians on the ladder. The ladder is very shaky as they come down. And they decide to split up to find, I don't think they realize the kids are gone yet. To find Santa's workshop, maybe? Then Voldar comes down. He's like, dude, I'm so sick of your attitude. You oppose me at every chance you get. I'm fed up with you, Voldar. Voldar goes, you finished, man? Voldar's such not a good rebel, like the rebel in me. A rebel, like, he has a bad attitude, but not in a cool way. He still doesn't want anything to do with Santa Claus or happy kids. But he says, you finished, man? Because the children got away. And he goes, Voldar, this is no time for jokes. He goes, no. He goes, they're going to warn Santa Claus. What could be worse than that? And I guess that makes sense if you have no idea about anything about the North Pole or stuff. So they say, okay, boy, that's not good. So we got to do something. And they say, okay, we got to stop him. Get Torg. Torg, come out. They go, this is like very spaced out, like Sleep With Me. Torg, come out of the spaceship. Torg, come out of the spaceship. Also, Billy, I didn't realize that. Billy deactivated the space, broke the radar shield. Man, he's a smart kid, and he covers his tracks so that they'll never know. And, the kids head out of the ship. Okay, so then they say, oh, yeah, they say, by the way, look at all these little kids' footprints in the snow. Yeah, they were. So they get Torg out of the ship. Then we see Betty is cold and tired. Billy says, come on, we got to find Santa's workshop. Then they see Voldar looking for them. Billy says, shh, we'll go hide in this little cave here. So they hide in the cave. Then Voldar leaves, and there's a gummy bear there. But they hide from the gummy bear because they say, I don't know what the gummy bear, they said, don't gummy bears bounce here and there and everywhere? That's bound to bring attract trouble. So they go back. Then there's big music. Then the gummy bear disappears. So Billy goes to take a look. And they say, what are we going to do? It seems hopeless. And they say, we'll find Santa's workshop. Don't worry. And then Betty says, look over there, those lights. But we already realized the lights are on a robot who is, whatever, Torg. Torg the robot. Now, this is like already the biggest blow, I think. Like, without Torg, which is cool, a lot of the low quality stuff, but Torg is like literally made out of cardboard and air duct legs. So it's more comedic. But Torg is also a super powerful robot for a brief period of time. So Torg says, hey, Billy, Betty, I'm here. I'm supposed to wait with you here. Betty's jaw drops when she sees Torg. She says, what is that? And Billy says, I don't know. And so Torg says, let's just wait here. Then Voldar gets there first and says, Torg, no. Send these kids have been naughty and not nice. But Kimar gets there and says, I knew you'd try something. You're very lucky, man, kids, because Voldar's no good. Go back to the ship. Then Billy goes, you Martian. Right now there's a close-up on Kimar. He could easily be played by Bryan Cranston. And we know Bryan Cranston has that range from all the way back. I mean, not only all the films and Breaking Bad, but all the way back to Malcolm in the Middle, the roller skating episode. Then Voldar says somebody says the danger grows with every minute. And I said, really? So that's interesting thing to say. I don't know, and then Voldar's constantly going, and Kimar says, we're not here to cause any harm other than taking their Santa Claus. We're not here to cause any harm. It's too far afield for Voldar. He says Santa Claus toys and games and whatever. And then he says, Torg, follow me. Let's go to Santa's workshop and we'll have Torg go in and retrieve Santa. So then they're outside of Santa's workshop. And he goes, Torg, go in and get Santa. So Torg goes through the door. And this is where it gets interesting because this is where we see what's going on with Winky. Because he tries to stop Torg, and then Santa says, laughs. He says, he has short sleeves. He says, that's the biggest toy I've ever seen. Well made at that. And Torg recognizes, I mean, I guess the irony would be that Torg is recognizing their maker so that at some point when these timelines crossed, this could all be Santa's fault in some way. It would be an interesting place to take it, right? Because Torg instantly recognized Santa and kind of shut down. Like I'm imagining Torg was purring, like was a satisfactory thing. So I don't know. Winky's involved in this, but maybe that's what Winky realized. Or maybe Winky sent Torg. I don't know. I mean, it would be interesting, too, because the elves are not, so we don't know I mean, there's different movies about Santa's elf and, like how that happened. But this could be interesting. Like, if we have the elves, the Martians, and we get into the elves of the fantasy realms and say, okay, yeah, how did they end up working for Santa Claus? Because I thought they were kind of like a people removed from, humans, and they like to be on their own. And how are the Martians involved, and how is Torg involved? So all interesting. I mean, I think it probably work best as like a future timeline thing because of the time across, I don't know. You see, this is what we end up like? I don't know. But Billy, I love it. I'm watching. He says, you Martian. So I don't know what year Planet of the, like the Charleston Heston Planet, came out, but, yeah. All right. So Santa's talking to Torg, shut down Torg. So then, Kimar and Voldar go in, and immediately Winky says, those are Martians. He goes, you can't take it. And he says this very clearly. So maybe the Coen brothers could make this because he says you can't take him now. And that feels like a Coen brothers moment, where we've either seen Winky, so Winky's kind of like the, like a character in Fargo or something, because he says you can't take him now because it's almost Christmas. I won't get my you're supposed to be here after Christmas when I get my bonus. So maybe Winky's not so innocent. I don't know. Maybe Winky just wants, maybe Winky wants what's best for Mars too, and was like, this would have worked out a lot better. Like maybe Winky's the architect of what this all messed up Winky's plan for peace between Mars and Earth via Santa Claus. But anyway, they have these things at science museums, there's like these rubber band things that poof air at you. Like you pull them back and you can poof of air at people. Well, the Martians have those, but they cause people to freeze. So they freeze Winky and Santa's other assistants. Then Mrs. Claus just comes and says, what's this nonsense? We've got to stay on schedule here. And they use a poof to freeze Mrs. Claus. And then Santa makes a cheap joke about Mrs. Claus. They say, come on. And even Voldar says, let's go, old man. But Torg stays behind. Torg's fully I actually can't remember what's next with Torg, but Torg's fully frozen, full shutdown. And then we see, okay, we're at the halfway point. So this movie is like clocking in right at time. As far as like a little bit too clocking in, I guess. Because say, okay, now Santa Claus is headed to Mars. So we see newspapers, news reports. It's positively confirmed by Mrs. Claus that Santa's a guest of the Martians without his permission. But don't worry, the UN is on it, and the world is united. So, I mean, I guess that's cool. Finally, some unity. This is what it took. I guess, unfortunately, the misinformation because we don't actually know what's going on with the Martians. They just don't have their own Santa Claus. I mean, I guess they didn't know to be straightforward with us. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it was their choice to not ask. I mean, they're also like getting free TV. But anyway, then they interview Werner von Green, and he says, forget testing. We got our testing rocket. We're going to go after the Martians. Everybody's in line. We're going to bring Santa back to our children. And that's when, so that's like the good midpoint of the movie. So I guess just wondering, so if it was Starfield, I think it'd be cool if there was a StarCraft game. But I guess you could, Mars and Earth are pretty close together in Starfield, but it could be cool if there's a rocket sleigh that you could somehow unlock during the mission. Also, it could be like a mission where you're delivering toys. I mean, that would be like, not like Starfield, but, it could still be a mission. And it could actually be a ship, like where you're finding uninformed Earthlings, like you're trying to do. Could be different challenges, just delivering presents on Earth and Mars. And there could also be opportunities for cool sidetracks and stuff and fun stuff. But I still don't know who we'd want to work with. So maybe, I mean, I guess maybe you could choose and defend North Pole or help. I guess that would be it. Like you'd say, okay, we're going to stop. I'm going to work for Santa Claus. But I guess at this point I can't confirm because I say, what would be best for everybody? We'll find out in the next part of the movie. So I hope you're having a restful holiday season. I hope this is a part of it. Good night, everybody. We'll be back soon because we're going to bring Santa back. And bring Santa to where he belongs at the same time. Okay, good night. All right, everybody. I wanted to thank everybody who signed up for our referral program recently and is getting referrals. Is this right? Oh, no, I think what's the date? I think we got one that's more recent than this one. Let's see. And we'll just run through it. And I mean, I can see in the stats that people signed up, it does take about, you have to share more than twice to start getting momentum wherever you're sharing on social media or in person. But it is possible. We've already got someone that qualified for a few months of Sleep With Me plus free. So we have Shauna, and Jed, who just signed up. Karen, who signed up. It looks like it got either visited, like maybe shared it once. It's got 1-page view. Natasha, 6-page views, so 6 people checked out the link. And out of those 6 people, 3 people kind of did the preview part, but 5 of those 6 people signed up and checked out the podcast. That's really good, 5 out of 6. It's amazing. So whatever Natasha said, Natasha, if you're hearing this, let me know. Malik, 1-page visit. So, 1 referral. So whoever visited Malik's page was an instant conversion. Brianna is still getting ready to share the link. Aaron, 1 view. Sword is already, I think we talked about this in another thank you. 5-page visits, 3 previews, and 3 subscriptions. And that's really all you need to get 3 months of Sleep With Me free. So make sure, I really appreciate everybody doing it, and couldn't do it without all of you. And thanks, and good night, everybody.
This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up, and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.